God has shed in our hearts the love of God. God has given to every man the measure of faith. Justification, the gift of righteousness. So these are the units of the Spirit. Because the Spirit is air. So the unit is faith, love, fruit, righteousness, sanctification, justification. Oh. So when you pray in a known tongue, you build up your spirit. You edify yourself. So you must know when to edify yourself. And that moment you're not talking to God. And you know, the Bible says, and Jesus retrieved into himself and began to groan. I know, Shahida, gathering capacity to summon the dead spirit into his body. Put it on. He that speaketh in an unknown tongue edifies himself, but he that prophesies edifies the church. I would that ye all speak with tongues, but rather that ye prophesy. For greater is he that prophesies than he that speaketh with tongues, except he what? Interprets. That's why I put it there. Except he interprets. So the question I'm going to ask you now is, how many of you have prayed to have interpretation of your tongues? You've not been told that you can actually speak in diverse tongues and able to interpret it. Wherefore, read, let him that speaketh in an unknown tongue pray. Now, speaking in tongues is not prayer. But to pray is to have interpretation of the unknown tongue. So if you want to tell me that you're praying, the first thing I'm going to ask you will be, what is the content of your prayer? You telling me you're praying? Praying what? What are you praying? Now, I found out one thing that Paul said, pray for. Because he that speaketh in an unknown tongue speaks to God, not praying to God. We don't pray to God. We commune with God. But he says, but if you want to pray, meaning go and scourge. Go and tear. Fast and pray. So, oh God, give me the creatures of interpretation. If creatures of interpretation are given to you, you are able to summon creatures of interpretation. Now you'll be amazed how you will begin to hear other voices when you are lying on God. Somebody's there whispering to you what you are saying. The king had a language. Mene, Tekel, Ophasim, Perez. Who was the interpreter? Daniel. A man came, prayed. God gave him the interpretation. King, what you saw and heard was Mene, Tekel, Ophasim, Perez. This is the meaning. Your kingdom has been judged and taken, and it shall be passed on to Medes and Persians. They would seize your kingdom. That's it, sir. Why? Somebody interpreted a language that the king didn't understand. There are interpreters in the realms. For if I pray in an unknown tongue, my spirit prays, but my understanding is unfruitful. Next, 15. What is it then? I will pray with the spirit, and I will pray with the understanding also. I will sing with the spirit, and I will sing with the understanding also. I thank God. I thank my God. One said, what? I speak with tongues more than all of you. The secret of Paul, the secret of Paul, the secret of his ascensions, he was always in the realms of tongues and controlling dimensions, unlocking realms and atmospheres. And he knows what he was saying, because for him to say pray for interpretation meant that he prayed for it and it was given. So Paul lived in absolute realms where he understood what he was doing. Now let me show you quickly. Yet in the church, I had rather speak few words with my understanding, that by my voice I might teach others also, than 10,000 words in an unknown tongue. Now, for me to function, Paul has said he struck a balance from the first point that he made. And I said, when I'm in the church where men are, I try to speak what they can understand. But when I am outside the church on my own, I speak more in tongues more than all of you. Have you seen that? But if Paul is to come back now, he wouldn't say the same thing. Because this is not the church of Corinth.